Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me so much. Today, we've got a guy who might be one of the busiest men in boxing right now, Leomar Partida. He's on a six-fight win streak, Idaho State Golden Gloves champion, coming off a main event stoppage over at Fights on Fremont 4 last year. And coming up on number 5, you're going to be taking on an opponent from Vegas, is what I understand. But
Yep.
what's making this young man different is not just the fact that he boxes, but he also coaches, he officiates Golden Gloves. He judged fights, coached fighters, and then he's stepping into the ring himself for the main event. And he's also going to be joined by his brother and his mom on the boxing card. So a full-on boxing family. Did I get that right, Leo?
Yep. Yep.
So
My
how did
mom and
that come
little
about?
brother
How
are
you
gonna
guys all
fight.
jumping in the ring together on this event? Was that planned in advance or just kind of something that unfolded?
No, it's kind of something that just came up. My mom never wanted to fight, especially on Fremont, where her friends, family are.
Yeah.
But we knew my little brother was going to. His first fight was on last Fremont, and
Oh, okay.
of course I'm gonna fight.
hmm That's what's up.
So yeah, we kind of just talked about it, and she said yeah eventually.
And just decided to roll with it, huh? That's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, what a
took
story.
some
Not anybody
convincing.
gets the opportunity to do that, right? You get in the basketball world, it's like, LeBron James getting to play with his son, on the same court, and here you guys get to
Yeah,
make it a family affair. So that's pretty cool. I want to run it back and talk about this fact that you are wearing multiple hats in the sport. I mean, you're boxing, you're coaching, you're officiating. Like, how did
yeah.
you get roped into doing all of this stuff, and how has that kind of changed your perspective as an actual fighter in the ring?
I mean, it's definitely a lot, but I enjoy it. S- like maybe I was already in for a few years. Storm let me teach a few of the newer kids, and
Okay.
then a few turned into more. Then that turned into more, and then this year I'm basically taught the whole class.
Wow.
So I mean that's pretty fun, and I enjoy it. So
Nice.
and
How
then
has
the
coaching?
officialing too.
Mhm.
What was that?
No, go for it. You were saying the officiating part?
Uh, yeah, the officiating part I really did enjoy. I like judging fights, and it really is good to watch. Plus I get the front row seat, so
Yeah. Best seat in the
can't
house.
complain.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Absolutely. With the coaching part of it, has that kind of helped you be more of a strategic fighter, or how has that lended itself when you
Oh
get to
yeah,
see it from the corner?
absolutely. Yeah, it's definitely uh like it helps out a lot.
hmm
Um Helps me, work on them more, and I can see if I'm sparring them, that's the better thing. When I spar them, I know how they fight and I know how they're gonna fight, and
hmm
just help them, lead to that win.
Yeah,
Your fighter. And it's just it definitely has its benefits. It's better.
that's what's up. You're on a 6-fight win streak, right? You've been
Yeah.
racking up the dubs here back to back, which is phenomenal to see. How has that helped you out as far as not just a ranking side of things here, but what's been clicking for you as a fighter that's kind of helping you grow and evolve as a fighter?
Well, after my last loss, it really because my last loss was two fights, so I had two losses in a row,
Okay.
and that really like messed with me. And I'm
Mm,
a very competitive person, so once I got that next fight, I'm like, there's no way I'm losing. I can't lose.
hmm
And then after that, I just had that same mentality. I just cannot lose. And then, especially that I'm coaching now and I have all these new kids, all these fighters are like, oh, Leo, you're too good to lose. You can't do that. It's
mm,
the pressure builds up, but the
mm.
confidence does too. And I
Yeah.
pull it off. So,
Well, speaking of the pressure, you're also in a division that oftentimes racks up some of the most pressure, I would say, with being a heavyweight, right? Um,
yeah.
do you, does that add to that as well, being in a division, especially when you're on cards like this, that they're anticipating some big shots and somebody going down, etc. Does that add to the pressure too?
Yeah, definitely. Especially, I mean, I'm pretty small for a heavyweight. Most of my guys are a lot bigger than me.
Uh-huh.
So, like, it's definitely intimidating. But I get the little talks from Storm and my fighters, and I know I'm a good fighter. I know I'm pretty skilled, so just
So
got to use that knowledge.
yeah, well, being a smaller heavyweight, like how do you compensate for that? Because obviously, being a heavyweight size can be an advantage, but you obviously have to adjust in some ways, or or another. How do you compensate
Yeah.
for that?
Just I'm just move a lot, you know. I spar
Mm,
the smaller guys, they make me move, they make me work. And I feel like I do a lot more, you know, than the
mm-hmm.
average heavyweight who just
Yeah.
walks forward and swings these haymakers. I fight very technical and I feel like I'm just smart in the ring, you know?
Okay. So using ring IQ is something that you kind of lean on.
Yes. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. With this being the fifth, Fremont fights on Fremont that's taken shape here. I mean, it's becoming definitely kind of a local staple for events in the region, uh, but also kind of a cultural staple as well. I would say, in helping young fighters like yourselves, even businesses in the community, as a whole. How important do you see this whole series, if you want to call it, or movement with fights on Fremont being not just for you but for the community as a whole?
Yeah, I think we're doing really good with it. I mean, we don't really have any events here, especially in Rupert. And yeah, this event once a year, you know, brings everybody here and it's a good event, always a good event. Got a lot of gyms coming and
Hmm.
it's just a good experience every time.
Yeah. Well, what are you hoping that people receive and take away from coming and joining an event like this? Because the promotion for it begins well in advance. It's a lot of work to put together a fight card like this. So props to
Oh
Storm and,
yeah.
and others that are supporting the movement, because it's definitely a lot of work. Um, what do you hope that people take away when they come to attend an event like this?
You know, for me, I just hope they really like it. You know, I want them to come back every year and,
Hmm.
you know, just to see how much it means to us. And, you know, we put a lot of hours in, a lot of work into this. And, you know, just so it pays off. Hope
Yeah,
everybody enjoys it.
absolutely. If somebody's listening to this and kind of getting a feel for who you are, I mean, obviously we're picking into your mind a little bit about how you are as a fighter and the event as a whole and how it's impacting you in the community. But run it back for me, if you would, a little bit on how you actually got into boxing as a whole and how you kind of, you know, wove yourself into being involved with Fighters Chance Boxing Gym and this whole event.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I started in 2016 when they first opened up. And at first, you know, I was just any other kid, just went because why not? And I wasn't really dedicated. So honestly, like my third year in, um, Gary let me lift with him a little bit. And then I started going almost every day with him. And then Gary told me that, you know, he wanted me to box, like, you know, get more dedicated into it at least.
Hmm.
And then I did listen to Storm, listen to all my coaches. They helped me out. And then it took a lot of convincing for me to compete. I never wanted to fight,
Mm.
but they always told me, like, you know, you're good. You got to try it out at least once. And it's funny because I told them only one fight, and now I have, who knows, maybe 12 to 10. So
Yeah, so they
yeah, it's
got you with
just
one, and then downhill from there,
yeah,
huh? Or uphill?
yeah.
Yeah,
It's been good though. They've treated me good. They're like family. And
yeah.
you know, obviously, right? I'm a coach now. I'm definitely never not going anywhere anytime soon. But yeah,
So,
they really impacted my life. Really helped me out.
well, let's unpack that a little bit too. I mean, you talked about you have individuals that stepped into your life, maybe at a time that you needed it. I don't know, because I don't know all the whole backstory. But talk to the importance of having mentors, picking the right people that are in your life, to help shape you and direct you and point you in the right direction. Which I know Fighters Chance Boxing Gym has done a lot in that arena for
Yeah,
young fighters. How important has that been to you?
very. You know, they've helped me through a lot. They've given me plenty of advice. You know, Storm and Dakota, all my coaches, they always, you know, whether it's boxing or outside, they always help. They always help me. They give me advice and they talk to me like a brother. That's the good thing.
Hmm.
I know they're, you know, I know I could talk to them and they're not going to go tell everybody my business.
Hmm.
It's just a good environment.
Yeah, I feel you. If somebody were to pick up one thing about Leo Partida, what would you want them to know about you as a person, not just a boxer, but as a person as a whole? What do you want people to remember you as?
Um, I'm not as mean as I look.
Hmm.
I don't know. I'm just, a very ongoing person. I work hard for everything I do. I'm in school, I'm working, I box, I do a lot, and it's a lot, but I just enjoy it as it goes.
Yeah. How old are you right now, Leo?
I am 19.
19. Okay. So for people that are around your age or younger that might be paying attention to this, like, what are you hoping that they take away from what they're hearing right now, and maybe what they might witness in person when you're lacing it up come Fights on Fremont 5?
Just put the work in, you're never working hard enough. There's always more to do. There's always more to learn. Just keep being open, keep learning new things, and yeah.
That's what's up. Well, Leo, thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate your time, and we're looking forward to catching you on Fights on Fremont 5.